Alright folks, Pachinki's Idiot, we are back. My girl case on Facebook. Let's head on to chapter number 2, where Ramirez is in a bunch of trouble. We need to go to the JJJ junkyard. Now when I say get, I mean get. You have no business snooping around here. Sir, let me just assure you that this is a serious legal matter. Hey Ramirez, what's going on again? Secret Agent Ace, Jones, I'm glad to see you. I was trying to explain to Mr. Jackson. I looked at Valerie Val's and saw that she visited this junkyard several times. And I told you that Val's lady getting murdered ain't got jack to do with my junkyard. Well, I'm afraid it's up to you to decide, Mr. Jackson. We have some questions for you. I wonder if his middle name is Jackson, too. Jackson J. Jackson. Jackson. Mr. Jackson, how do you know Valerie Val? Oh, just like that darn PI, that Val's lady was always nosing around here, picking up things and messing around my stuff. Once that dang lady leaned on something and almost deorganized the whole place. Messing up a junkyard would be quite an achievement. Did you ever speak with her? Sure did. Told her to get, just like I told your fellow. She introduced herself as some kind of art person from some gallery or museum or such nonsense. But I don't know nothing about no artsy foo-la-la business. I just know junk. Now looky here, I'm sorry she's dead and all, but since the earthquake, I have a crevice full of lava to deal with. Now y'all get off to my property, dang it. Alright, we'll get alright, once we had a look around your junkyard. You tell him, Jones. You tell him. In trouble, but we saved him. It's all good. Shouldn't be surprised. It's classic you, Ace. You're the only cop I know who's been able to separate clues from junk. I like that fancy satchel. I wonder if it could have been the victims. Gotta open it up to find out. Once you piece it back together, I bet the torn people will give us another lead too. Let's do this. From that message, look, should I kill Valeria today? This could be from a killer. Last time, what about those weird lines underneath the words? Could this be a code? Good call, Ace. Gabriel might be able to help. Let's get this paper. That's interesting. You got a drawing of a murder weapon in that fancy satchel. Looks like there's more written on the drawing. You'll grab your dusty kit so we can get after it. Ace thinks the opportunity to revisit an old friend. Well, what does an old friend have to do with the paper asking if Valerie should be killed? You see, the lines on the paper are hexagrammic divination from the I Ching. The I Ching is an ancient Chinese text for divination from the Zhou dynasty. It's often considered the oldest of the Chinese classic texts. I was quite familiar with it at university. Alright, so these lines really meant something? Yes, they were the answer to the question. The way this works is that you have to toss 3 coins to find out what the outcome of your venture will be. By adding up the amounts attributed to the heads or tails of the coins, the killer worked out a sum which gave them 6 lines. In this case, the result of the coins was positive. The lines indicate that killing your victim would lead to prosperity. Wow. And right after Valeria got skewered, well, this seals the ace. This message was written by our killer. They did this I Chi thing and decided to kill her. And that's a new one. A killer that consulted an ancient Chinese divination system to determine whether or not to end up in jail. We still would need more evidence, but there's no need to consult any coins with you around, Ace. Let's head back to the art store and see what we can find. Dang, man. Dang, that's nuts. Told you these guys just try and piss off Moobot. They get what's coming to them. Told you. Box of items. I see the cupcake. I see the cactus. There's it back there. Hey, Stevie, there's something in that box of art supplies. Dig in. You've never been wrong before. And you're right, that locked phone might have secrets for us. Let's unlock it. Mirror Cat. You guys are right. She appears. It's actually her artwork. Ace, now we know who made the sculpture that was used to kill our victim, and it's Mirror Cat. You mean the artist who made that super disturbing painting of earthquake victims? She's really messed up. Her weapon may be a flower, but someone like Mirror may have had sinister intentions when she made it. I say we call her in for interrogation, Ace. I agree with that assessment. In a box of art supplies. Was it for a still life painting? Alright, enough joking around. The note says, Val, please take me back. Your boo, Astro. Told you there was a... Yep. Well, looks like Astro was a lot more to Valeria than a delivery boy. It looks like she broke up with him. We better talk to Astro again and get the whole story. We knew it. We knew by the way that he responded that he was in bed with her at one point. Down with the codex. Who do we see but the victim herself? A selfie as her home screen. Well, that's interesting, but we're gonna need more than that. I agree. Let's get that phone to Kathy so she can work on magic. Ace, I come through your victim's phone and all I can say is she wasn't the nicest person who ever lived. Boy, howdy, did she have it out for her assistant, Sean Rubio. She sent him email after email, each more demanding than the last. It seems nothing he could do was good enough for her. Did she get abusive or call him? Well, she did call Rubio's cat spawn of Satan. It's a wonder he didn't quit his job. Maybe he thought murder was a better answer. I agree, Ace. We need to talk to Sean Rubio again. Hey, Miss Cat, it appears that the creation of yours was used in a murder today. Valeria Valles was impaled with your flower number 1 at her gallery. Are you kidding me? That's like only the best news ever. The woman selling your art in your gallery was murdered with it, and you say that that's good news? Well, I mean, it sucks to be her, but you can't buy publicity this good. Between this and my charity gala stunt, my name will really be on the map. Good timing too, my cat was starting to get more views online than my art. You better not have murdered Miss Vowles to get famous, because all that will do is put you in prison. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the case with her. So, Mr. Haughty. I get it, Mr. Haughty. Okay. Earlier, you failed to mention that you were involved with Valeria Vowles. What can I say? The wound is still fresh, and I'm pretty embarrassed about what happened. Valeria dumped me. She said I wanted too much from her. So she used you as a boy toy. Well, that must have hurt. That's not what it was. I love Val, and I was pretty sure she loved me, even though she was allergic to my cat. I just don't understand. The day she called it quits, my I Ching reading said coupling. We should never have broken up. The stress of losing her has really run down my immune system. I'm downing raw ginger by the handful. I'll have to double the dose now. Hey, Mr. Rubio, we found the victim's phone, and while she must have been difficult to work with, she was really abusive to you. Abusive? I wouldn't go that far. She was demanding, it's true. I had to eat a lot of ginger to stay in optimum health to keep up. But it was all worth it. I learned so much from her. Oh, come on, Rubio. At some point, you must have wanted to leave. Well, from time to time, I admit I considered it. Whenever I consulted the I Ching about staying there, the reading was always great and accumulating, so I stuck around. So it seems like you were accumulating was disrespect, Mr. Rubio. I just hope it didn't push you over the edge to murder. So the truth is coming out. At first, it seemed like no one had a reason to want to impale Valeria Vowles, but now it's looking like quite a few people got hurt by her. Astro Haughty was madly in love with her and got tossed away for being needy. Her assistant, Sean Rubio, was putting up with all sorts of abuse, but he still stayed at the gallery. And there's Meerkat, who's already shown that ethics is just a word in the dictionary to her. Hey, did you just mention Meerkat? Jackson J. Jackson just called to complain. She's at his junkyard throwing things into the lava-filled bus. What? Maybe she's trying to get rid of evidence. Nah, she's just being a pain in the butt. But anyways, guys, I'll see you guys in Chapter 3. This has been Pitching 88.